Hello and welcome back to another episode of Suburban Hunt 365. This is actually part 2 of the Savage 1904 that we did. The first video, you saw me break it down and tell you all the parts about it, and then you kind of saw there at the end where I started the bluing process. Again, we have other videos if you want to go and check out the actual bluing process. But it has finally come in. We have gotten the new firing pin for this bad boy. Just to show you guys, the part that was missing was this piece here on the end. So we had, as a matter of fact, I can show you. You can see that's what was missing, the actual firing pin part of it. So when I got this guy in, it was kind of dirty, kind of, you know, didn't work, wasn't quite smooth, inherent with these older parts, right? So we went ahead and we broke it down. So I actually have all these parts in here, the internals and everything, that I'm going to put back together. So let's go ahead and put this thing back together and let's see if she shoots. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to put back this firing pin, put it back together. So you have the actual firing pin itself, you got the firing pin spring goes down inside there just like such. You got your stop right here, so you can put that in there, making sure that it lines up with these holes here. Where's my punch? Push it down. So you're going to be able to want it to line up inside there. You can kind of see the punch in there, but you want that to line up to where it's going to go in there. So then you're going to take this bolt piece, put that in there, line up these holes. Now this was the part that this piece up here was missing from the other one. No telling where it went off to, but it was missing. That is not the right pin. So we're going to put that pin in there. There it goes. And then get that started, send it home. Now we're going to take our punch and we're going to line this up, making sure that this, you can get that in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to insert this firing pin into the bolt. You'll see the hole down there, that's got to line up with it. So we're going to send that in. Like I said, it's got to line up with it to where it'll come out this other side, which is again what was missing before. So then you have this hole here. This hole right here is for the bolt stop that's on the back side of this firing pin here, or excuse me, the trigger. That's what this is for. That's what that hole is for. So the hole to the left that actually lines up with the bigger hole is the one you're going to be sticking this guy into. You can get that, go all the way through. Might have to finagle your firing pin to get that to set in there. You shouldn't need, there we go. And then that operates like that. Alright, as you can see, we have re-blued this barrel. She looks a lot better. This was a cold blue process, but she looks great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put this front sight back on, and we're going to go, we punched it out from left to right, so we're going to bring it back in right to left. So we're going to replace that stock, which that stock turned out great as well. Just a light sanding. We sanded it down, and then this is the 321 gun stock by Minwax. Looks great. I decided not to take all the imperfections out of it because it is such an old gun. I didn't want it to lose a lot of the character that it had, but I did want to make it prettier by finishing, or by redoing the finish. So we're going to set this barrel up on the vise, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that front sight on. So line those up. Finish tapping it. Just like that. Perfect. Alright, now that it's in the middle, we're going to move back. We're going to go ahead and put the rear sight on. So I'm going to go ahead and put the screw inside the rear sight first. Turn that upward. Now we can screw it in. Good deal. Alright, now that we got the trigger, we're going to go ahead and line, we're going to get this pin started here, just on top. We're going to stick this inside here. Let me zoom in here, you can see it's a little better. Alright, so we started our pin here. Okay, so we're going to put this in there, we're going to line up that rear section just like that, get that in line. You shouldn't need a hammer here. Once you get it lined up, should just push on down in there. getting it lined up, there it goes. Getting it lined up is the tricky part. And then just kind of push that about halfway through to where it matches. And then send it in with the punch. There we go. Alright, now that we got that, now we're going to go ahead and do the trigger. Or excuse me, the spring. So we're going to put the spring in here like this. And then just put that in place. Now what you want to do here with the trigger, if you happen to be doing one of these. Alright, now what you're going to do with the spring, if you happen to be dealing with one of these, the spring's going to sit in there. But you got to be very careful because this right here, it wants to pinch that. And if you look at the spring, you're going to see there's a flat spot on this. Just where it's wear and tear. But that's what you want. You want this to be able to go all the way down to the barrel, making contact with the barrel. If that spring's in the way, you need to twist that spring to where it's not going to be in the way. Alright, so now we're ready to drop this into our stock. Alright, now we got stock in the vise. We're just going to drop this down inside there. I'm not going to be able to get the camera back here to show you, but there's just a small section right there that's cut out of this stock perfectly for that. So then keeping pressure on the barrel, I'll let my vise here, flip the gun over, and you got to find where that screw sits. We'll kind of feel it. There it is right there. So get that in there. Tighten that up as far as you can with your fingers. Go to the vise. Get the correct screwdriver. And go ahead and send that home. Good deal. Alright, now before we put the bolt and stuff in there, we're going to start putting the furniture back on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this back over and we're going to put the guard on, which is those 3 screws. I'm going to line that up. Now when I was taking this off, I ended up bending one of the sides, one of these here, because this front piece was being such a pain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up these back here, and then I'm going to manipulate this back down into place. Alright, and that is on there like that. Look how much better that looks, my goodness. Alright, before I forget, let's go ahead and flip this back over, and then we're gonna, okay, we can just flip this around here. I don't need much pressure on this. Alright, go ahead and put the little butt pad on the back here. Which when we did this is what was really cool here. Let that focus in real quick. This is really cool here. You can see the Indian Savage. That was really cool. You couldn't see it with all the rust that's on there, but once we got that all rusted, knocked off there, that popped out. I thought that was really cool. Oh, that was upside down. That would make a difference. Get that screw started. Get that screw started. And send them home. Alright. And lastly, we're going to put the bolt back in. Alright, so just like before, we're going to put the bolt in, kind of lining it up to where the handle is going to be going into this groove here. But you got to pull the trigger back out of the way. That'll come in, let the trigger go, and then back down she goes. Alright guys, it's been a fun little project here with this Savage 1904. So, we're going to kind of try to do a comparison between the old and the new. Kind of show you guys how much better she looks. I really like the way she turned out. That cold blue process does work really well. So really the only hardware that didn't get redone was this screw here, because after I took these off, all these screws in here still had that rusty look on them, so we had to clean the top of them off and then re-blue it and everything. Now in my first video I said that I was going to blue this. I very quickly realized that was not blued, so I did not want to change that. Yeah, that's enough talking, man. Let's go outside and see if this thing fires. Now, with that, because of the fact that this is an older rifle, I did read some things saying that it was supposed to be lighter cartridge. Now this does have 22 SL and LR. So I'm assuming that's the short cartridges and the long ones because it is a single shot. I'm just gonna shoot the, oh, where'd they go? Because I don't want to push this too hard. I'm gonna be using the CCI suppressor 22s. These run what is it, 970 feet per second. So I'm gonna be using these. So yeah, let's go outside and put a couple rounds downrange. Alright guys, let's see if this bad boy will fire. This ought to be interesting. So I got a 55-gallon barrel down there. Let's see if it shoots. Yeah. Let's do that again. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Alright, one more just for the hell of it. Love it. Alright guys, that was a lot of fun. It's crazy how these little single shots just take you back to being a kid all over again. So, no, that worked. We did have that one failure to fire. There was a slight ding on it, so I blame the ammo. We reset it, and it took off that second one. So, all in all, it worked out really well. I'm happy with the way this thing looks, and I'm going to try to see if I can't get that in the camera. But I love that little mark right there. But I'm so glad that came out. This video may not do it justice. But anyway guys, I do appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with us with this little fun project we had here with the Savage 1904. Do me a favor, do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help us grow this channel. If you got anything out of this, please hit that subscribe, hit that like. Hit the notification bell for the next time we upload something. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.